Good morning, Christian Development Course family. Hope you're all doing well today. This is Tuesday morning, and I'm going to go through the answers for lesson 12. And this lesson was on fasting, and we hope you've been enjoying these. So let's get started. Question number 1 in the fasting lesson. This is lesson 12. Fasting is a way in which we can fulfill the scriptural command to, and the answer is C. We can fulfill the scriptural command to deny ourselves and deny our flesh. Number 2, as Christians, part of our spiritual purpose in fasting should be to, and the answer is B, should be to mourn for our departed bridegroom. I just want to say, going to be very transparent here. I wasn't really familiar with that. I get looking at the other answers and I'm like, okay, fasting is not about losing weight and it's not about forcing God. And we're not supposed to impress other people. So I said it must be the bridegroom answer. And I went and did more research on that. Now, you scholars, you knew that. I understand. But I hadn't really read a lot about that. That's very interesting to me. Number 3, to humble ourselves and restrain the desires of our bodies to the control of the Spirit of God is known in Scripture as, and it's letter A, afflicting ourselves before God. Number 4, fasting should always be accompanied by, this one was quite easy, it should be accompanied by prayer. Letter D. Number 5, the Daniel fast, based upon Daniel 10 and 3, is a fast in which, and the answer is D, only unpleasant food is eaten. And you can research that and find out what the unpleasant foods are. I've done that before. No sugar, nothing like that. You just got to eat like grass. Number 7, fasting is important because it can help us to, and the answer is B, find the will of the Lord more perfectly. Number 8, Scripture teaches us that we should fast because fasting can bring us, letter A, more spiritual power with God. And now moving on to the true and false. First one, since Jesus fasted for 40 days, we should all try to fast 40 days. False. That is false. We don't have to fast 40 days. In the Old Testament, fasting was part of the mourning or grieving process after the death or loss of a loved one. And that was true. Third one, fasting is not a hunger strike. That is true. It is not a hunger strike. Unless a fast is total and absolute, it is not acceptable unto God. That is false. After Jesus' ascension into heaven, the disciples never fasted again. That is false. We should only fast when other people fast with us. That is false. You're allowed to fast alone. Fasting should not be a public display to draw attention to oneself. That is true. Health concerns should always be addressed and regarded when fasting. That is true. And I just want to give a little personal story. A couple years ago, I wanted to do a 3-day fast. And I started, and of course, had a headache and no sugar and all that stuff. But by the third day, something wasn't even right in my body. It had nothing to do with not being hungry and headaches. Something else was going on. Like something was out of balance. The electrolytes were off the wall or they had disappeared. I don't know what happened, but I knew in myself that if I didn't eat in the next 5 minutes, I was going to be in an ambulance or something, because something just inside of me was not right. Anyway, I realized the 3-day fast, I can only do it, but I can't just drink water. I have to have maybe some broth or just some salt to keep my system balanced or whatever. I'm not a doctor, but that became clear to me that I'm maybe a better faster of a 1 day at a time. And of course, if you take medicine, you should not fast. You have to take food with your medicine most times. And so I realized that if I do an extended fast, 3-day, 4-day, whatever, I have to have something in there of broth or juice or something to help my body. I just can't do any more, just the water. So I found this comment very interesting, that you have to watch your health when you fast. We're not all the same. Some can go 7 days. Some can barely do one meal. So just find out where you are, but you're not to damage your health when you fast. That's my little 2 cents. Since fasting is a spiritual exercise, it is acceptable, here we go, to damage the body through fasting. That is false. Scripture does not tell us that we are required or obligated to fast for a specific length of time, and that is true. There's maybe 1 meal fast, a day fast, 3-day fast, Daniel fast. There's all kinds of fasts. Fasting can be coupled with separating ourselves from other physical comforts, pleasures, and distractions in order to be alone with God, and that is true. In this generation, they promote media fasts, things like that, not just food, but like for our young people, they talk a lot about media fasting. And anyway, there's different types of fasts. Okay, the last portion, fill in the blank. 1 Corinthians 9:27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Yes, I want to verify that. Lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Daniel 10:3. I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth, neither did I anoint myself at all, till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. Mark 2:19 and 20. And Jesus said unto them, Can the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days. 1 Peter 5 and 6. And we start out with the first blank is humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. And the last one, Matthew 6:16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites, of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. So there you go. There are the answers to lesson 12 on fasting. It's a short little lesson. Last week's lesson 11 was long, and next week's is long. So the one that I attached to this, lesson 13, is going to be a challenge. So I think we have like 5 left. My husband was like, oh my word, these poor people, we're going to wear them out. But I think you're enjoying it, and I hope you're still doing it. I hope you're staying up on it. So there are your answers to lesson 12. If you have any questions, just get a hold of us, and we'll make corrections or whatever we need to do. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.